Bud Light put Dylan Mulvaney in a bathtub drinking beers. Like Dylan Mulvaney is. Yeah, you see how weird everything is? This is weird.
Dylan, first of all, I'm not convinced Dylan Mulvaney's trans. Okay, I know that might be transphobia or whatever, but
Dylan Mulvaney is carrying around tampons at him to try to, make sure in case she has her period.
Look, if you're putting tampons in your butt, you need to see a therapist. Okay, like that.
Maybe she's got hemorrhoids. You don't know. Listen,
I don't think tampons work for hemorrhoids. Look, we've done no coverage of the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light thing. I do secretly hope Bud Light goes out of business forever, just because they've been selling piss water for so long that I think
you don't care about the ad. You just care about their beer tasting like crap.
I think it's funny to me, and also it's just the Schadenfreude, because all of the cancel culture has been aimed at people on the right, and if the right actually gets a win on this one, I feel like it's karma. It's deserved.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to ask everyone here a question. Because I put out a tweet that most people agree with, but some people are angry about. Just a small minority of people don't agree. And so essentially what I said was, it seems like, you had the Bud Light comes out. They have Dylan Mulvaney in the ad. And all, the conservatives get very mad about it, start boycotting it. And I think that's all fine. And I'm glad. I think, you want to disincentivize corporations from going woke, and this is a good way to do it, or Anheuser-Busch or whatever they are. Essentially, they stopped the Dylan Mulvaney thing. They put that lady, the VP of advertising, on a
paid vacation
suspension or a vacation or whatever you want to call it. And then they were fired. And then they kind of released a statement that's kind of like, hinting that, well, we're going to try to go back to being, conservative again. In my mind, strategically, it would be a good idea for conservatives to be applauding this, because it shows that they basically had power to get, Bud to change its decision to go back, to throw wokeness under the bus. But I see a lot of conservatives that are like, no, this is not enough. Until they have an advertisement where they, have Matt Walsh come on and say the transes aren't real, then I'm not going to, I'm not going to allow Budweiser to skate. And I just think this is the complete wrong attitude, because, you need a carrot and stick approach. If you're just going to beat people over the head with a stick, I mean, you're not really incentivizing them to come over to your team.
Well, I mean, I hear you, and the sympathetic side of me agrees with you, but the part that recognizes the infection that's taken hold of that company, which I saw in DC Comics, is forcing myself to be cruel, and to have no pity or sympathy, and to demand humiliation, to demand this company fall to their knees. And what's interesting is that I want all of these people fired from Bud Light, top down. The guy all of them, like she's gone. Okay. Alyssa is gone. The person who hired Alyssa is gone. But then a photo emerged with a bunch of co-eds who Alyssa hired, who were all sitting there holding Bud Light cans.
The milkshake crew.
They're the milkshake crew. Right. So these are all Alyssa's friends who all agree with her that the future is female and trans, and they need to go too. And then once all of those people are gone, then I want a sniveling apology from Bud Light, because it's not just that they're promoting transgender issues, because that is evil. That in and of itself is the wrong message. The fact that they use Dylan Mulvaney, who acts like a 6-year-old child, who was drinking beers and all this stuff, this is evil. That is pure evil. The main problem is that, very much like DC Comics and Marvel Comics, the first thing they did was insult their customers. The first thing that Bud Light did was they came out and said, our current drinkers, people who buy our beer, they're a little bit frattish. They're a little bit, we need a new audience. We're looking for, this is all familiar. This is something that I've seen happen over and over and over again. I saw it happen in comics. I'm watching it happen in Star Wars. I'm watching it happen in entertainment, and now it's happening in places like Bud Light. And the thing about it is that it's extremely frustrating for conservatives to watch this happen in places where we complain and nothing happens, because ultimately we just don't have a lot of leeway. We don't have a lot of pull. We tried to say, look, we're your customers at Marvel Comics. We're at DC Comics. We're the ones who, please stop doing this. Please stop going woke. Please stop insulting us. Please stop hiring people that hate us. And we're the guys who buy your books, and they don't listen. They don't care. The difference is that Bud Light depends on people. They depend on blue-collar Americans who work hard all day and don't have a lot of extra money but want to get drunk and smack their wives, okay?
Right.
After a long, hard day of work.
There you go.
That's their customer base. These are guys, basically Kid Rock. That's their customer base. Kid Rock, if he had no money and wasn't famous. And how dare you insult these people? They've kept your company afloat and made your beer brand the biggest, with all your Spuds McKenzie, all your women in bikinis with American flags all over them, all your soaring eagles,
those were the
men
days.
in pickup trucks, all of the great stuff, the great ad campaigns of even Budweiser, the Frogs, all of those great ad campaigns. And now you circle around and you hire a bunch of dim-witted bubbleheads who hate people like that, can never relate to them, and never want to even try to relate to them. You hire them, and the first thing they do is come out and insult them.
Yeah.
They get some twink in a dress and makeup and a wig to drink in a mocking fashion the beer that these people drink because it's all they can afford, and then to tell them to fuck off. This company needs to be punished in a way that we have not been able to, because we haven't had the power, we haven't had the strength, we haven't had the organization to punish any other company, because they don't need other companies like Lucasfilm don't need us. Bud Light does need conservatives, and conservatives do need to push back as hard as we can and grind this company's face into the dirt so that we can show and set an example. I'm not in a forgiving mood with them. They're a symbol of an infection that's happening all over every single aspect of society right now, from education to entertainment, to the things that we feed our children, to children's entertainment. And I want to squish their faces into the mud. And I don't think we should ever let up or be merciful. This company needs to grovel to us in public. I've moved on to Yingling. I'm not going to drink Stella anymore because of this. It's middle America's beer. That's what it is. And I don't drink it, but calling it piss water is, I listen, we're beer snobs, I guess. But I mean,
a little bit,
dismissing these people who drink it all the time is the great mistake that the Democrats made in 2016. That is the Rust Belt. Those are hardworking Americans who don't have a lot of money. They can't spend this kind of money on, special, incredible, awesome beer. But Bud Light is such an American brand, too. Even the can is red, white, and
totally
Budweiser. White, but Budweiser, red, white, and blue. That's an American brand.